Hello.
You're late.
Yeah, always. How are you today, my boss?
Boss, good.
Huh? What you say?
Boss is very good.
Excellent. Ready to work.
Always ready to work. It is 1 p.m. and we're just starting and heading to a place called Elamir. It is about 1 hour driving from our city, so stay tuned. Kako se on zove? Max. Sam to ovako sad.
Čekaj.
Sad je ovo.
Ne, sam ga pusti. Ajde.
Nemojte pomeriti, onda sam gore.
Čekaj. To. Bravo. Odlično.
Evo vidimo se lepo tamo. Spisnica.
Odlično.
Ajde.
Super. Okay, as you saw, catching this dog was not that difficult. He stepped in the cage by his own will, which is awesome. He did try to bite the owner, which is very bad, when she tried to push him in the cage. Here he is. Let's show you how he looks. We also gave him protection against fleas and ticks, and we also gave him a pill that the veterinarian gave us that is going to help with the sedation process. So he's not in terrible condition like dogs you are used to on our channel, but here is matted and he definitely needs a groom. And because he is aggressive, the owner told us that a lot of the groomers tried to groom him and that they tried to do some grooming by themselves, but he's just very aggressive, so we're going to take him to the veterinarian and groom him under the sedation. Ček sam da im. Ok, snima se, to je to. Okay, the dog is sedated, and I can say that it was a struggle to get him under the anesthesia because he was fighting a lot, and it was definitely a good decision to groom him here in the salon. And I'm going to take my clipper or the blade and begin. So in a lot of cases this is the only option to groom these neglected dogs that are aggressive. And it's also the safest and the easiest option. It is the safest for us and for the dog too. Ja, boa. Da, imaš onaj spray? I can see a flea. We gave a dog protection, but we gave it today. We should come a few days before to do it, not today. Ideš prskaj ti. Ima puno buloboć. Yeah, he has a lot of fleas. This was a mistake. We gave this dog a Simparica, which is a pill that is going to kill all of the fleas and ticks, but it takes time. We should do it at least 1 day before the groom, not 1 hour or a little bit more like we did. So even though it's cold, it's winter, there are a lot of fleas. Ko to si čo? So guys, now it's winter, and I have to say that it is not a season for this type of grooms. A lot of the owners don't want their dog to be groomed on winter, you know, because it's cold, and we understand that, of course, that there is their fault that the dog is in this type of condition. So in this period, I don't know how many videos are we going to upload. We always find some dogs to groom, but it's not that often like on spring, summer and autumn. So we're kinda waiting for warmer days. We're also, I'm also saving money for some kind of a minivan that is going to make this job easier, because, for example, this is a really smelly dog, And as you saw, this dog has fleas, and it's much easier and better if this dog didn't ride with us. I mean, it would be much easier if the dog had separate cabin for the ride. So again, we're expecting that the spring will be full of grooming videos here and on our Patreon too. And again, thank you for supporting us on Patreon too. Yeah, the smell can sometimes be very bad. You're driving with a dog for an hour and a half, sometimes even more because of the traffic. And these dogs smell bad, especially if they're poop or pee in the car. And that's why we're switching to, we want to buy some kind of a minivan, something like a Volkswagen Caddy, that is going to have 2 seats and, you know, big space at the back. Also because of the fleas and ticks and stuff, it is easier. And we're also going to install air condition, you know, because in summer it can get really warm. You cannot leave a dog without air condition. I took a little break. The veterinarian checked on the dog and everything is okay. And yeah, we definitely need to start giving the dog a pill at least the day before. That's that. Okay, everything is going pretty well. And guys, Sanya and Naja are doing very, very good. Thank you for always asking about them. Okay, I changed the battery of the clipper because it gets pretty warm. I'm filming in 4K resolution. And we switched the dog to the other side. It is sad that we cannot give this dog a bath because he definitely needs one. Please, etti paska tu.
Treba pucati puškom.
Poprej voću.
Kako?
Šalim se, kupit ću. So everything is going pretty well. I honestly don't know how does he smell so bad and why is he, you know, like covered in urine. Normally dogs that are in some kind of a box or a dog shelter with tons of other dogs, they smell like this. This dog, as you saw at the beginning, he is free in his yard, jumping on the table. How does he smell so bad? I really don't know. And as I said in a lot of our previous videos, this is a dog that has an owner, and this is a dog that we have to return to the owner. And I know that a lot of you guys don't like it. We don't like it either, but we're just doing what we can. We cannot take every dog from an owner. If we get that kind of a reputation, none of the people would even allow us to groom the dog, and then we did nothing. So we know that these dogs are being mistreated, but at least we can give them a free groom and, you know, a groom from time to time. That's why we also created Patreon, because on Patreon we're going to post videos about grooming these dogs after some times when they need another groom, because it's not, if we just gave them one groom and never groomed them again, we only help them for a short time, we want to help these dogs again and again, because you know a lot of these people are not going to give them a groom if we were not there to do it for free. So watching us and supporting us means a lot for the dogs. If we would just find matted dogs and give them a free groom and never groom them again, you know, they're going to end up in the same condition after a year or two. So we are going to try to stay in contact with these owners. We also tell them that they should contact us after a while, and of course we're going to contact them. And we're going to post those videos of the second grooms on our Patreon, where you can support us by paying $10 a month. Okay, this area is done. You can see that the nails are fine, they don't need to be trimmed. So not everything is going to be nice and even, like when we are grooming in the salon and we give a dog a bath and it's clean hair, which we lift with our brush and shave it again. But in these cases, this is the best we can do. Sorry. The most important thing is that the matted hair is removed and the dog is not having problems with the hair. And that's it. Let's continue. Да, забула да одист.
Има još.
Да, да. And again, guys, thank you for watching us all of these years. We started YouTube 5 years ago, in 2020. So it's been a fun journey that I believe we are still at the beginning. We helped a lot of dogs thanks to you. We started YouTube in 2020 on summer, and at the end of 2021, like 1.5 years ago, 1.5 years later, we were able to quit doing regular grooms and switch to only doing these matted and neglected dogs for free. And we saved and adopted a lot of dogs, because they were on the street. We gave them temporary home, medical care, free groom, and after some times a lot of them were adopted. Mm. We also helped a lot of dogs that some other people saved from the street get adopted by giving them a free groom, and by giving them a nice groom they got adopted faster. And we would not be able to do all of this if we continued doing the regular grooms. We wanted to. I wanted to find a worker that would do the regular grooms in the salon, and because of the customers that we had for years, I wanted to find them someone who is a good groomer. But we just couldn't. We were offering good conditions in the salon, but here in Serbia, a lot of the good groomers already have their salons. You don't have to invest a lot of money to open your salon. I remember that I started with like 2,000 euros because the rent is 150 was back then. Then you have the bills and you have the equipment. Everybody is starting with some basic equipment. So to make the story short, a lot of the groomers already had the salons, so we also realized that we cannot have someone doing regular grooms and then come with a dog like this, or even worse, with fleas, with ticks, with all of that dirt, and groom this dog with having another dog or more dogs in the salon. We also could not film normally if there was something else there. Then the customers coming in, coming out. So we decided to quit the regular grooms and switch to YouTube, and it was one of the best decisions in my life. It was a brave decision because you never know. You're quitting a job that you lived from and switching to another job in only 1 year and a half. Also sometimes, like this dog, you have to drive an hour to get the dog, then an hour back. And sometimes you have to catch the dogs, you spend time there. You cannot be booked when we had the salon and regular customers. We were booked at least 10 days in front. And I was working 10 to 12 hours a day, sometimes more, sometimes less. And if you have that much work, if you're booked that much, you cannot just go and drive an hour or two. We had dogs in places that were 2.5 hours from our city. You spend the whole day. We had cases where we went to a city and the dog was on one place, and from when we came there, the dog was in another place, and we spent almost the whole day searching for the dog until we finally caught it. Sanya and I had a lot of adventures, and now Alexander and I are having these adventures.
The best decision in your life.
The worst mistake
No.
of my life is meeting Alexander. We met in the gym, in a local gym here in our city. That was the worst day of my life.
10 years ago?
Yeah, more. Like in 2012. or 13. Evo malo tamo.
No šta to? Krenut ću kako treba. Žuto.
So these are just details now that we're doing to make the dog look better. This does not affect the dog in any way. The most important part of the job is done, and that is getting this disgusting hair off. Mada. My friend is going to wash the cage now a little bit. Natovarit ćeš puno u brusa. U kadicu. Just telling my friend to put a lot of paper towels in the cage, because sometimes these dogs pee. Now he's now on infusion to not get dehydrated. A lot of them pee in the cage, and if we put a lot of paper towels, it's going to soak the urine. For now, this is the best that we can do. We cannot wash the dog that is sedated. But we also know that the owner is not going to wash them. If the dog is aggressive for grooming, it's probably aggressive to... the owner cannot even leave the dog. The dog does not allow that. So he's definitely not going to allow them to give him a bath. What they should do is, at least when it's summer, make some puddle with shampoo and somehow wash the dog, or use the, kako se kaže crevo? Hoe. You use the hoe and the water on the yard to at least wash the dog a little bit. It is awful, but sometimes the best you can do. That's it, guys. We've done a lot. This dog is not longer matted. He's not going to suffer more. And we're going to make sure that he gets more free grooms from us. My friend is going to, he's cleaning the cage. He's going to add a lot of paper towels and to drive him back while I go on a birthday party. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting us all of these years. Sanya says hi, Sanya misses you, and we will definitely see you soon with more new dog grooming videos. Bye.
Bye.